Hey, Mark, welcome to the NTM Growth Marketing Podcast. I'm excited to be speaking with you today.
Hi, thanks for inviting me over.
Well, I'm excited for this conversation and to hear more about, in your words, your Israeli tech company that's doing something beneficial for the world and what it's all about with a lens of marketing. And I'd love for you to start off and share a little bit more about what is your role at the company and what is your business about.
Uh, so first of all, thank you for the kind words. So basically, I'm the CEO of AgrIOT, a company that we have an app basically, and this app, what it does, we take picture of plants, and it deciphers us the amount of nitrogen that is inside the plant. So you don't really need to guess what's going on with the plant or to start measuring, taking soil samples or expensive laboratory test or just taking measuring the amount of fertilizer you gave or not. But you can actually measure the amount of fertilizer that the plant has using your smartphone, using your RGB camera, that everybody has them, and then you get fertilization recommendations that you can follow. And by this, you can, first of all, increase yields because you give the plant exactly what it needs according to what it needs in a direct checking. It's very cheap because it's only an app. And the best thing is that we save a lot of fertilizers and especially nitrogen, which is a big greenhouse gas. And what doesn't goes into the atmosphere, just to understand that one metric ton of nitrogen equals 300 metric tons of CO2. So it gives you the proportions. And what doesn't go to the atmosphere leaks into our groundwater. And basically, we are abusing our planet with fertilizers. So we invented this easy, simple way of just taking a picture of the plant, knowing exactly what the fertilizer amount is, and then to give him exactly what he needs, save on fertilizers, clean the planet, get more profit and yields. And I think it's quite cool for the small blue planet that we are on.
I love it. And you're the CEO, and what does the day in the life of Mark look like?
Well, tomorrow they say it's going to be waves, so surf's up. But
Nice.
in a regular basis, it's more of a lot of Zoom meetings with other investors on one hand or potential clients on the other. But basically, the marketing, let's say the marketing work is abroad because Israel is basically a very small country. So we have our product already working here in Israel with PepsiCo,
Awesome.
PepsiCo company. Yeah, it's really a really cool product. I didn't say, but it's not only you take a picture and you know what is the amount of nitrogen, but you also, it is a certified lab. It's a certified lab by ISO
Mm.
70. So, so if you want to get like carbon credits for the ESG or things like that, you get actually a lab result, a certificate, a certified lab with a click with your smartphone. So it's quite cool. But the main markets are abroad, where you have big field crops like potatoes, like maize. Uh, so a lot of these discussions are there because our business strategy in the end is a B2B business strategy. As one of the things that we set in our program is that we have a distinct with the client on one hand, who is the one that is paying, and we have the user on the other end. And sometimes people mix between them too. It doesn't have to be that the client is the user. Um, it's something I learned from my professors when I was in university, when he came and said, a kid with his mother and grandmother coming into a shop of toys. Who is the buyer? Who is the most important one? And like if you so if it's the kid, but if the mother says no, this thing doesn't come into my house, so it's not her. But if the kid says yes, the mother says yes, but the grandmother is not willing to pay. So everybody is important, but you have to define everybody's position. So as I told you, we have this app, which is a mobile app. So we can have a lot of users like home users, small farmers, but basically we want the corporate to use it. And then you need to understand what is the relationship between the corporate and the farmers, which are the suppliers. So basically the suppliers are the users, the corporates are the buyer because they're going to pay for them, but how do the buyer make the user use them? It's like if we go back to the mother, grandmother, and the kid, it's like, well, there is a very tutorial, sorry, a game, and it's very good for you. And the mother is very excited because I'm going to have this smart kid. And the grandmother is like, yeah, I'm willing to pay for that. But hell no, this kid is not playing that game. He wants to go on a Fortnite or whatever, you know? So how you make it cool for him to play the game, you know? But then you need to focus on the grandmother to open the wallet, and you
Right.
have the mother to connect, you know? So it's the same thing. We have the corporate, and the corporate is like, okay, I have all these ESG rules, regulations, but let's face it, it's a nice to have. It's not a must, you know, and especially with the climate, the political climate today. It's, and the farmer, in the end, is like he's got all this thing on his head. So now you want him to also do this app. He's got, you know, the guy with the cardboards didn't come, and the pickers, one of them said he's sick, and there is a disease attacking one of the fields, and you come with me now with the app. So how you make all this go on? So the first thing was to identify each one, and then to find basically, and then we have two things. One is to make it like a cool app, or something that is really useful for the grower, you know, something you can check with, and it's going like, oh, it's a good app and it's okay using it. But on the other hand, you must go to the corporate and say, look, man, you must have it because you're going to do one, two, and three. So each one you need to say exactly what is the painful points for him. And it's like, for one, you have a client, you want to make a sale for money, but the hardest sale ever is selling something for free. Try to give away ice cold water bottle in the middle of a sunny day. You give it for free, and people go like, I don't want it. Go away. You
The
freak,
psychology is money is weird, just having a
Yeah,
little bit of a price point behind it.
exactly. It is weird. The hardest is to sell for the free, as free things. So it's interesting.
Let me ask you a different question within your marketing. So I appreciate kind of the dual-sided marketplace. I might be misspeaking a little bit there, but essentially you have multiple stakeholders to consider here at your organization. A lot of what we talk about on the show as well is not just marketing as a whole, but AI's implication within business models and marketing. Can you share just how AI has been impacting your business and anything related to marketing?
Mm. Okay, I'll start with this that the company started in 2017, and the idea is basically an AI algorithm is behind the application. So it was not that cool in
Before LLMs were cool.
2017. Yeah, yeah. So we're actually using, first of all, we are using the AI already for like 8 years now. Okay, so it's been a big, a major part of our business. But for marketing, I need to say I don't use the AI. Well, I do it like as a side effect, maybe when you do a campaign, so there's an AI behind it, or you want to use your ChatGPT to make a cooler presentation or something. Although I did meet a lot of companies that use AI for sending the junk, sorry to say it, but it's junk mail, okay? And you get it in all forms. Usually it starts with, "Hi, I hope this mail finds you well, blah, 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 blah." But it's getting more and more sophisticated. It's interesting the different strategy that people have to, but it can only get you as much as a video call or saying hi and okay, what you got. It can never get you more than that, this strategy. Um,
Well, let me
but
ask you about LLMs. So like
yeah.
I was joking, you were in the AI world before it was cool a few years ago when ChatGPT came out. Is there an LLM that you enjoy the most? Is there any LLM that you have the most feedback about with why you don't think it's effective?
No, no. First of all, it's not that I don't think it's effective because I tell you what, I did a conference call with these companies that send me the AI emails because this is what they sell. So,
Right.
so, so basically, they did well. I responded to it. It was interesting, and I saw the procedure. It's interesting because but in the end, it defines different personas and try to communicate with them. But as I said, it takes you this far takes you this far. I think that in the future it's going to be more and more as it evolves. But I don't know what kind of future is that going to be if nobody saw neither the Matrix or Arnold Schwarzenegger with with his movies. So I'm not sure that we're going to have future much longer, in this kind of thing. But it gets you more in defining the different personas, and it makes the process much easier. So if we go back to the example with the emails, so if I was maybe I got even a database with different kind of persons, and I want to send them like a campaign, and I want to write different mails, it will take me forever. But here, the AI, you already will cut you into 10 different segments and will make you 10 different emails in no time. And basically, what we call A/B testing is going to be 1 to 10 testing, and it's very fast for him. And there is no, and if the first or the second or the 10th one didn't go, no matter, I will open a new domain and I will send another email. So the amount of junk mail is increasing, but in the end, it will get you to it will do what you wanted. It will bring your targeted client to sit in front of you in a meeting. but here it starts and stops. So it's again, it's like I don't know. When I was younger, we were hanging out flyers, putting them in the mailboxes. Okay, so this is the modern digital way of doing the same thing, indeed. But in the end, you need to have somebody behind the phone to close the deal, and you cannot replace that with an AI.
Love it, Mark. So can you wrap up and share any social media handles, best ways to follow up with you and your organization?
Uh, of course, you can check out our website and LinkedIn and things like that. It's the AgrIOT group, agriot.group.
And that's AGRIOT.
agriot.group. Yeah. We also now, a year ago, we were bought by a Haifa group. Haifa group is one of the big fertilizer companies in the world. It is responsible for more than 20% of all fertilizers in greenhouses for cash crops.
Congrats on that.
No, it's really a cool company because the products that are made, they're made in Israel, and these products are very outstanding in the world of fertilizers. They told you that it's 20% of greenhouses, and greenhouses are cash crop, expensive crops. It's not like a field crops that you have vast lands, but you input a lot in small area. And so it's a very interesting company with a lot of know-how. So we are a subsidiary of Haifa Group, so you can find us also if you follow Haifa Group, which is more known than our small
And how do you
company.
spell Haifa?
Haifa, Hiaf, Hifa, Haifa. Yeah, so yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mark. Appreciate your time today.
All right, thank you very much for having me. Bye.
Before we jump into our next guest, we want to take a moment to tell you about our marketing mastermind cohort, No Typical Marketers. If you are a marketing executive looking to connect with like-minded professionals, this is the space for you. It's more than just a Discord group. It's your exclusive ticket to monthly roundtable meetings where we have group discussions about advanced marketing strategies, share insights, and solve real world challenges like implementing AI agents into your marketing. Membership is exclusive and by application only. If you're ready to take your marketing game to the next level, apply now using the link in the description below. We can't wait to see you there. Now, back to the episode. Hi, Ilanit. It is honored to meet you. I am so excited. I said your name pretty well.
Yeah.
And welcome to the NTM Growth Marketing Podcast.
Hi, Andrew. It's great to be here.
Let's start off and hear a little bit more about the organization you're at. What is your role at the company, and what is the day in the life of Ilanit look like?
I love how you pronounce my name. So, first of all, again, hi, and it's a great honor to be here. So, as you said, I'm Ilanit. I'm the VP Marketing for 2B Cloud. I've been working with at 2B Cloud for about 5 years now, which is for our
Wow,
generation. It's like,
that's a long
it's
time.
forever. It's forever. In short, 2B Cloud, we are an MSP. We are a Microsoft and AWS partner, working with startups, ISVs, tech companies, helping them optimize their cloud environment, the cloud infrastructure. We provide cost optimization, architecture, and DevOps consulting, engineer to engineer support, cost optimization. Basically help startups and tech companies from early stage all the way to full-blown unicorns develop amazing products.
Why did you decide to work at this company?
Wow. So in my previous role, I was actually a marketing director in a VC. We invested in a lot of startups, mainly
You were a VC, or
cybersecurity.
you worked for a VC
I
company?
worked at a VC. I worked at a VC. I was the marketing director for one of Israel's leading VC, Glilot Capital. They're like in the top 5 now, I think.
Wow.
And yeah, they're doing amazing. And we invested in a lot of startups. And been part of the tech scene. Even before that, I was working at KPMG in the marketing department. So I've seen startups there, and I've seen startups as part of my role in the VC. And when Gil Ron, the CEO of ToBeCloud, approached me about like they're just starting up and they're looking for VP marketing, I actually didn't want to. I wanted to go to an enterprise. Like in my head, that was the thing for my career. I'm going to go to like a big corporate enterprise. But I think one of the main things, and I saw that also in startups like Lilot invested, and I see it every day, the people make the company. And this is the reason I actually started working at ToBeCloud, and I love every minute there. And we've been growing a lot, even mostly in the last year or so, slowly and steady, and now we're ready to explode.
So that was 2019 you started then?
Yeah.
What was it
February
like
2019, like
February,
months
okay,
before COVID hit.
February 2019, or was it a year later than COVID hit, or a few months later COVID hit?
Literally, I started like February, and mid-March was the first lockdown.
What was it like being at a new company and a big role as a marketing executive, and then COVID hit a month later?
Um, Interesting would be the right word, I think. Um, a lot to figure out, but I think because we all were like in shock at the beginning, all they understood, the entire world, it took a while for all of us to get like, okay, this is the new situation, and most of our customers are startups or tech companies. So everyone, once they got like a little situated, business just kept going. So we kept delivering and actually building the ToBeCloud product from the ground up, and going through the motions, like 2 years of COVID, lockdown, and going to the office, and lockdown and going to the office. And when we started, it was like, yeah, meeting customers face to face, and you can't close deals without meeting customers. And then COVID hit. I'm like, yeah, you can close deals without actually never meeting your customer face to face, and even extending to overseas operation and closing customers overseas without actually going on a plane, which once was unthinkable.
Right.
Oh,
So you're at an early stage startup. COVID hit. Years later, things are going really well. You're poised for a lot of growth. Can you share any marketing strategies that you've used over the years that you've proven to be really successful? And I'd love to hear that through the lens of an early stage startup, not
yeah.
that potential large enterprise with unlimited money to spend. What have been some marketing strategies that have been successful
Yeah.
for you?
So I think I could actually name more of those who weren't successful, but this is how you learn. This is how you
Right.
grow. We've tried many things, especially because on one hand, we're a B2B company, tech ecosystem, but we are a service company. We don't have product. So the whole aspect of how do you market a service, and how do you get customers to be engaged? How do you identify intent? And at the end of the day, we're not selling AWS or Microsoft, which is something maybe a little bit more tangible. We're saying like, you're already there. Now let us help you. So it was very back and forth, and we tried a lot of strategies. Immediately, we all started with like PPC campaigns and try to generate from there. But we quickly learned that for our audience, that wasn't really working, because we were kind of competing against the hyperscalers for the same keywords.
The keywords are really expensive?
Yeah, basically that was the same keywords. That was basically the same things they were looking. And we end up understanding that we're not there to promote a specific cloud. And we tried to understand where in the funnel for our customers we need to place ourselves. So we understood that we need to find them once they're already on the cloud, or understood which cloud they're looking to work on, already want to work or want to migrate, and then we need to approach them. So over the years, we shifted our strategy into working, first of all, bottom up really creating community, working with engineers, with technical people, getting word of mouth about To Be Cloud, about, at the end of the day, we sell expertise. So we wanted to build the name, really to be a thought leader. This is a lot of what we invest today. We spoke briefly in the beginning about creating a lot of content and why should you do a podcast. So really investing into like doing webinars and then taking and turning those into thought pieces and really making sure that our audience actually getting familiar with us from the bottom up and then closing it from the top down with outreach, really reaching out to those decision makers, building a BDR team who delivers.
So you mentioned at the start of the answer that you probably have more losses to share than wins, which I think is great. Is what I hear within that is that you take in some risks, but they're like paper cut risks. Like they might have stung a little, but it didn't sink the business. So within that, I also hear you're probably trying a lot of innovative things. Is there anything you tried, whether it worked or didn't, that was innovative when you deployed the campaign? Whether it didn't work or did work, can you share anything innovative you've been experimenting with?
So of course, I don't know, innovative is not the word anymore, but AI. AI is all the buzz and everyone's doing AI. But AI actually started about 2 years ago. About 2 years ago, everyone started with like open AI and like treading the waters a little and dipping your toes and then going in and in and in. And now I think for me, but I see it also in like the ecosystem of marketeers, it's becoming more and more relevant in our day to day. And if at the beginning it was like, oh, it will replace marketing and like all the talk we always have about AI, we understand it's not really replacing not anyone, it's replacing some people, but it's not eliminating the need for a marketeer, for a professional marketeer. It just creates the need for you to understand how to use those tools and be that more efficient, that more creative, that more the ability to deliver really increases.
I like what you just said about that. So in our, we had a leadership call yesterday for our company talking about 2025 planning, and it's a term we call OKR. I don't know if that concept with John Doerr has been in the Israeli tech ecosystem, but you create an OKR, and we had 3 marketers, 2 ops, and a salesperson. And we got an OKR like 95% of the way there. We just couldn't tighten the language to make it powerful. And so we use ChatGPT after like 10 minutes of trying to figure this out and just put in the ChatGPT, gave it a good prompt, and like that, it just connected the loose end for us.
It's true. It's actually, but you hit the right point. It's prompt. You need to learn how to work. So yeah, AI, ChatGPT, and like, yeah, it's easy. I can now create campaigns. So it's not that easy. To really leverage AI into a place that it will help you make your brand shine or stand out, it's a lot of work. It's not something you just can wake up one morning, ask ChatGPT to do, and that's it. You need to learn how to write prompts correctly. You need to understand your brand. You need to work in training that model, if it's ChatGPT or Claude or any model you decide Gen AI to work with. And it doesn't stop with just one. You have so many, and you need to learn how to combine between them for research and for our content creation, video creation, image creation, and how to build that process and integrate it into your day-to-day work without becoming overwhelmed by it. It's something that we're all still learning how to do.
So my last question today is, you mentioned a few LLMs that you use. Is there any AI tool you find yourself using the most on a weekly basis? And that's either an LLM or just a standalone software product that's AI oriented. I know today everyone just says, blah, blah, blah with AI, but love to hear your thoughts on any AI you're using a lot.
So in my day-to-day, it's mainly ChatGPT. Of course, it's trained, and I have my own ChatGPTs built into that, and it's trained on my data. But and that's the main one. But to make it really work, I also use Perplexity for research. I sometimes want to make sure that ChatGPT gives me the best answer, so I'll test it out with Claude as well. I'm not sure if that's the best one, so I'll check your competitor. And for image generation, I sometimes use I forgot the word. Midjourney, but not a lot, because we do, again, I think AI doesn't replace people, it does help with the work. So I do work with our designer, but to convey ideas, or if I need something done quick, then I'll probably use Midjourney or Canva. Canva also have AI built into that today.
You're the fourth straight marketing executive we've interviewed who has said they're just going to Canva themselves to do simple design work instead of going to their agency or their in-house person, as it could take maybe up to a week and you'll just knock it out in an hour.
I think it's also very, it depends on the people. Like, it depends on the person. I like to get my hands dirty. I like the designing part of it. So I'll probably, if it's something simple, we'll go to Canva because I know my brand, and just easier for me to do it. But I'm assuming there are other marketeers who are not so into like designing, but very into other stuff. And they'll probably want to do something that I don't want to do.
Right. So lastly today, can you share best ways to follow up with you, your organization, any links you want to share?
Sure. So if you are a tech company and you are either already using cloud or want to migrate and want to make your product stand out, you can definitely reach out to us and we'll make sure to help you, whether on AWS or in Microsoft. And if you just want to chat with me a little bit more marketing, you can reach out to me over LinkedIn.
And can you spell your first and last name? As I know there's through our lips and stats, there's going to be more Americans who are going to hear the pronunciation I attempted and are not going to spell it correctly. So I'd love for you to spell it for us.
Definitely. So it's Ilanit, Ilanit, and my last name is Tseyrefman. That one's going to be a bit trickier. So Tseyrefman, Parnas, Paranas.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you for sharing your time with us at the NTM Growth Marketing Podcast. If you enjoyed this conversation and would like to hear specific digital marketing topics discussed in the future episodes, please leave a review on iTunes or comment on our website at notypicalmoments.com. Don't forget to share today's episode with anyone looking to grow their business or themselves.